Greetings, Star Citizens, and welcome to Flight Deck. This is a weekly podcast about Star Citizen and other gamer culture topics. I'm your host, Linkstatic MDK, and with me, as always, is Paper Thin.
I don't think we're weekly anymore.
Yeah,
I
think we're that's a good point. We are now, whenever we have the time, podcast.
Yes, exactly. Whenever we can fit it in.
I was going to mention something if you didn't. But, my little intro script says weekly, so maybe we should just take that word out and be like, we are a podcast about Star Citizen.
I want to mess with it sometime and see if you're like that guy from Anchorman and you'll just read it. On there.
Damn it, Burgundy just reads whatever you put on there. I'll be like, greetings, Star Citizens, and Link Static sucks dick.
Oh, I would totally write something like that.
You totally do that, yeah. Anyway, today's topics are Around the Verse, episode 57, 10 for the Chairman, episode 63, Congress Now, Around the Verse, episode 58, Vanguard Variants, Star Citizen and Social Module, Welcome to Art Corp, Design Notes, 10 for the Chairman, episode 64, blah, blah, Aramis Post, blah, 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 lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, we're just going to get into it. We've been gone for 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah,
2.5
weeks.
A
while. Yeah.
We'll go 2.5 weeks.
2.5.
All right. So Around the Verse, episode 57, Empire Report, blah, blah, blah. So apparently there's a drug called Widow, which sounds awesome. I want to try it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hook us up, Chris.
School corruption, test score fixing, Forever No More, some zero-G yoga. Whatever.
Zero-G yoga, yeah, okay.
Yeah, whatever. So Sandy's back from CitizenCon. Chris Roberts' presentation for Intel on the new hard drive that they're launching, he did as well. I looked at it. It's not really worth checking out in case anybody's... It's just, more of the same.
Yeah, it's kind of like whatever.
Yeah. They did have some Dragon Con prep going on, but now that Dragon Con's in progress, there you go.
Yep.
Let's
there
see.
We go.
Yeah, Spectrum News, production staff meetings about process improvements and text improvements, yada yada, nothing new. Shipping component planning, balance passing. Apparently the Arrowhead sniper rifle is being tweaked. They're doing recoil adjustments, charging mechanic overheat stage added. So the closer you get to that overheat stage, the more damage it does.
Cool.
And some variable scoping and zoom changes and blah, blah, blah. We'll have to try it. It sounds awesome.
I'm looking forward to it.
I just don't want it to be OP. That's the only thing. I don't want any gun to be, super OP. I want them to be better than other guns at, ranges and stuff like that, but I just don't want it to be so broken good like the AWP and Counter-Strike.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got also the cover system with hipfire and a peak shot they've been working on. Gadget placement issues they've been working on. New skeletal rig for hit reactions and weapons. So one of the issues they've noted right now is that, and there have been several videos about this too, is the weapons weren't really being attached to the hands on the skeletal rig. They were put on the center. So, they would float randomly and shoot to the side when you do certain... It was weird. So They fixed that. Let's see, what else? They're working on Nyx. There is a preview video for Nyx out there. I don't know if you caught that.
Baller.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet looking. I mean... It's going to be probably the second landing area, but we'll see when that actually comes out.
Yeah.
They're working on the mesh modal system, multi-crew damage system, blah, blah. Nothing interviewing. There's nothing great that really came out with this Around the Verse, I got to be honest.
It's pretty blah.
Yeah, balance tweaks, etc. They did an interview with Jeremiah Lee, character concept artist. He's been working on a lot of the UE Navy outfits, mining outfits for Shubin, EVA suits. He's hoping to work on the Xi'an, or Jean, however you pronounce it, because I've heard it 8 different ways.
Yeah, and from multiple people different times. Chris Roberts has said it different, yeah.
In this interview, I think Jeremiah was like, I want to work on the Xi'an next, and then the other guy's like, oh yeah, the Jean are pretty cool. And I'm just like, what the hell? Stop it! Give me the freaking pronunciation.
I really need to make a forum post. I'm getting
I'm sure there is a
mildly
forum post.
Irritated about
it. There's got to be at least a couple forums. It's got to be more than just us that have noticed this. Yeah. Whatever. And then they had Omar Ueda, concept artist, has been working on helmets, and they talk about the things going along with that. It looked cool, but honestly, that's one of those things where it's if you give me a choice, I wouldn't really pay attention. I don't honestly care the work that goes in. I just want it to look good when it's done. That sounds terrible, I know.
I can't disagree.
Ship shape, they were talking about how they schedule ship choices, blah, nobody cared. It's mean, but it's true. I mean, were you like, oh, I'm so great I learned this information?
There was a ship shape in this one?
Oh, yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that was kind of mean.
Ouch.
But, no, yeah, whatever. It was kind of like, okay, cool, good. That's nice.
Yeah. And just moving on.
Yep.
Like, whatever. MVP, we have Black Cat Jack, role-playing thread that they do. Apparently, it's pretty
we're
well
doing
done.
MVP again.
You know, I didn't check this one out. I used to, when Will was doing MVP, check him out all the time, but I didn't check this one out. So that's something I got to remember to do.
Yeah,
because they're usually pretty interesting. Yeah. Outro, they mentioned some of the Vanguard variants we'll be talking about in a bit. That's pretty much it for that around the verse. So, you know.
Dang.
Yeah. 10 for the Chairman, episode 63. So, this one, Chris addressed the Jared Red 1 meme.
Red 5.
Red 5. Red 2. Apparently, he's like, oh, no, it wasn't Jared's fault. It was, like, lost in translation with the guy actually running it, and Jared was trying to fix it. Whatever. I still thought it was hilarious.
It was really funny.
Yeah. First question was Chrisisms in the verse. Are we going to have Chrisisms? I'm not that familiar with Chrisisms. Like, I can't think of any off the top of my head that, like,
it's just his like ramblings.
Yeah, I guess.
And occasionally he'll drop some swears. I think that's part of it, when he'll like get really excited and start swearing.
I'm glad he started swearing, because it makes me feel less bad when I say things like, you're gonna make me say suck a dick or whatever. Because then, you know, I'm like, yeah, it's bad, but whatever. Who cares?
I don't know why we even like tried to like not swear on our first couple podcasts. Eventually, we were just like,
for a while. I want to say we got to like episode 10 at least.
Yeah.
That's granted. That's not as far as I'd like to have gotten, but yeah.
The floodgates open. We were just like, why are we even pretending?
Screw it. Yeah, let's just swear. Who cares? So, criticisms, whatever. Concept sales for alien ships. Sean Scout is coming this year. I've heard that. Where I'm just kind of like, I can't wait for it to come out. Not that I own one, but you own one. So that leads that I get to play with one too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like when my Redeemer is finally playable. You're totally going to play with it too. So it's like,
yep.
So that's cool. I mean, hopefully, it doesn't sound like we'll ever get Vandals that you can buy, but you can get them in game. So there you go.
And that's fine.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got vehicles for PlanetSide. So that's an R&D and concept stage. They showed some cool pictures of what looked like a vehicle with a turret mount and all that. But I'm kind of, I don't know. I don't really care right now. Like, maybe when there's more to do and, like, exploration, you can go onto planets and interact with people and stuff like that.
Right.
But, like, that's years away. That's at least 1 to 2 years before they even start to even implement any of that. So,
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. And it means they're coming further along and stuff than I would have thought, with, like, the fact that they're even concepting it out, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess they might as well. I mean...
Yeah. I don't know. Well, we'll see. That'll probably be like 1 to 2 years after the game's been in place and we've had a persistent universe, etc.
Right.
It'll be interesting. Let's see. We've got walking or running. So, like, will people actually, you know, running is less immersive, but, you know, let's be real. If you're in a game, you want to get to places as quick as possible, so they're going to allow you to run.
Right.
He did say, you know, there's a stamina system, so you'll be breathing heavily, but they're not going to, like, force people to walk everywhere. That's just stupid.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
Post-release plans constantly be improving and updating. They've talked about that so much, I feel like that was a dumb question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of a duh question. Like, of course they're doing this.
Yeah.
Of course they're thinking about this. Like,
yeah. Anyway. How will landings... Just moving on. I'm like, I don't want to talk about dumb questions. How will landing zones work? So the only thing, like, he mentioned here that I was really like, oh, that's awesome, is eventually they do plan to have full worlds. Yeah. So, like, you can land everywhere. Otherwise, it's been stuff that they've mentioned previously, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, it sounds like he would love to have it where like, every ship was landed individually on the planet, but it sounds like they're going to be instance to start out with.
There's no way you can do that right now
Right.
with current technology. Maybe with
Right.
quantum computing, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. NPC dialogue. So they're not doing speech synthesis. Like you'll never have, oh, hi, Link Static MDK. How are you? They'll never have
Right.
that type of thing
Right.
unless the technology improves again. But what I'm imagining it will be, like in Halo Reach, you always referred to as the rookie,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I imagine it will be something like that for Squadron 42, where whenever somebody's referring to you, it will be like Lieutenant or Ensign or New Guy or whatever.
Right. Right. You can get around not actually like saying P4, P3, R, TH1N.
Yeah,
Like.
your name would never. It would be like, hi, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
uh, whatever. Let's see. They also have electronic warfare in the PU. There is a design post, so we'll be talking about that more there. So, player-owned cargo space. Yes, they've mentioned this previously. You'll be able to own a hangar, plus there'll be places on planets you can rent, plus you can eventually upgrade those hangars to have more space. So, cool.
Yay.
And will there be Steam controller support? And he's like, yes, it will be supported once we get it.
He was
So,
talking to Gaben.
yeah,
They're sending him a controller.
they better,
Yeah.
or else. Whatever. So, pretty interesting 10 for the chairman. Not as interesting as some of them have been, but I kind of feel like at this point, we know enough about the game that we don't really get as much crazy news like we used to with these, where it's be like, holy shit, they're planning to do that. We have a good idea of what they're planning to do and not to do at this point.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Well, I mean, what this is 10 for the chairman. What now? 63? Yeah.
yeah.
That's 630 questions. So that's a lot of questions.
Hey,
I mean, some are repeat.
it's not actually 630 questions because we often get the exact same question as has been previously asked.
Yeah.
It's probably closer to like 400 questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More or less.
Plus, we have all the other 10 first that they do, like writers, producers, etc., where we get you more information. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I think a lot of this now is going to be like just repeat information for new people, new backers.
Yeah.
And they're gonna sprinkle in the occasional like legit new question.
Right.
That they're ready to answer.
Yeah. Well, after that we had Congress Now 88, and it's 4329 hearing. Blah, blah. Essentially, this boiled down to they're having senators talking about the military budget with Senator Polo. There's been several posts about this before for InFiction. Essentially, Polo put a bill together where he's trying to curb military spending, and this is the hearing related to that. But he's trying to call all of these military high-ranking officials, and none of them are available, quote unquote, even though they've been subpoenaed. So
Right.
yeah, it's very very interesting. So essentially, he's like, "Nah, screw this. We're just gonna put it to the citizens for a vote. Screw you guys. I'm going home."
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Definitely doesn't work that well with our system of government, so I kind of wonder how it goes with theirs.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, good luck. After that, we have Around the Verse episode 58. So this was the second Around the Verse that from the time we were missing. There's a third Around the Verse, but we're going to handle that on hopefully our regular time, which is Wednesday. So we just got to, make
Not
it.
Fail at life.
Well, yeah, there's that. Well, we have Monday off for Labor Day in the States, so we better like
we
don't
have a lot of excuse. Yeah, we don't have any excuses this time.
Mm-hmm. So this episode 58, we have the Empire Report, Senator for sale, senators being bribed, which I was all happy with because I'm totally willing to bribe a senator or two to get my way.
You bastard! How could you ever do such a thing?
It's called not having morals. It's called.
You don't need those.
What's that? It's not. It's a sociopath, right? The person who only cares about themselves. Yeah. There you go. It's called being a sociopath.
Yeah, they're
there you go.
Similar things.
That thing right there. Then we have Propos problems. The teenager was injured when a gun exploded in their face.
There you
Purpose
go,
is the
kid.
company that made it. So in fiction, as far as we care, don't buy a Probus gun unless you want to have fun, and then buy tons of them and give
Right?
them away for
Or
free.
give them to people you don't like. Yeah.
Give them to new players. Be like, hey, new player, here's this awesome gun for you. Have fun. And then, you just follow them for like a half hour until it blows up in their face. Forever No More. Sid Styles leaves group for personal reasons. Whatever. I thought that was a thing about that one boy band where the
One
one dude
Direction.
left. Yeah, that one.
I don't know why
I
I know
figured
that.
it. I don't know why you know that either. I knew that one of them left because of Reddit, and I was like, who cares? Let's see. Intro. They had the social module launch. Do you check out the social module? I already know the
Yeah, I
answer to
did.
this question. I'm
I
just,
did. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did. We'll talk about it, right?
Oh, let's
Eventually.
talk about it right now.
You want to talk about it right now?
Yeah, let's talk about
All
it right
right.
now.
All right, we can talk about it now.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gorgeous. First of all, just
Oh, yeah.
that's the first thing that you notice is just how stunningly gorgeous everything is, even on low.
Yeah, on low, I took a screenshot and I was just like, this is awesome. I would think this is like a finished high res of a game, 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I did put it up to ultra, but I wasn't able to move.
I could get mine up to very high and still move around, but it wasn't fun.
I was okay on very high. It was a little choppy, and then I liked low because there was no chop at all, regardless of what was going on.
Yep.
So that's what I'm gonna run at if I keep this computer by the time it launches.
Yeah, same here. No, I mean just walking around, I just was just my mouth was just on the ground. I'm just like, yes, this is exactly what I envisioned this being.
Right.
And all the ships flying around and
yeah,
the skylines, the cityscapes in the background, just awesome.
So I would say like my only gripes with it were the way the doors currently function, where they like have to fully close before they'll open again.
Yeah.
And then there's really nothing to do except look around and go, wow, this is pretty.
Right.
But that said, I really liked I liked going into the med bay because they had all the various medical equipment there that you could check out.
Yeah.
That really there hasn't been that much information about. Like there was a injector, a spray can, that type of thing.
I think there's a defibrillator in there.
Yeah. And then the weapons they showed in Cubby Blast were really cool too. Those were really fun to look at. I wish they get the gun range open so that you can try out the guns. That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll happen probably like a week before or a week or two before FPS drops. I would imagine they'll let us, because that's what they did with Arena Commander, was they let us start firing the guns.
Right.
In
with
the
that
hangars.
Turret thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Not too long before that.
That'd be sweet if they let you do it in the hangar.
That'd be fine too. Yeah, I don't care. Wherever you let me shoot guns, I'll shoot them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet, man. I gotta say, like, I really like the various businesses, I guess is the best way to put it, because they're not really all the same type. Like you got the G-Lock bar, which there was this one Russian dude on Reddit. I forget its gamer tag, but he's like, G-Lock's just a gay bar. There's nothing but dudes everywhere. Took me like an hour to figure it out. Like, oh, that's so funny.
That was pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was done by Test Squadron, which is like Reddit's like clan or guild or whatever you want to call it.
It was great. I gotta say, it made me laugh so hard.
It was a funny video. Really funny.
Yeah. She's like, wait a minute. Oh my god, this is a game.
It's so true.
Yeah.
One thing that really stuck out to me was when I went inside of the ship cellar.
Astro Armada.
Astro Armada, thank you.
Yeah.
And just like I just sat there and watched that M50 spin for like 5 minutes.
And you're like, wait a minute. I'm literally in a game watching a virtual. Why is this so entertaining? Yeah.
I know. Yeah. One thing I think, if I had to give a criticism myself, would be that all the entrances are kind of the same to all the like stores and stuff. Like there's like either a hallway or like a split, very small T section that you can go left or right. But either way, it doesn't really matter.
I think that's because of the modular system they're doing for buildings to make the areas easier to build.
Oh, that's a good point. I mean? No, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
I think that's the reason, because I think that's their whole thing, is they want to have buildings largely be the same and modular, so that it's easier to build large areas quickly.
Oh, okay.
So like,
that makes a lot of sense, and that would make sense for like future planning. It's like, why do you need
right.
all this extra space in a building? Just make it as efficient as possible.
That said, there's ways that even with that similar thing, they could get around it. Like you could have a bouncer outside G-Lock that would,
Ooh, yeah,
change the scene. You could have plants, stuff like that that they can add to it to kind of like give it a different feel for each entryway. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah, that'd be good. It's a minor complaint. I mean, it's something that bothered me in other MMOs.
Hmm.
But now that you say what you said, it's like, actually, that makes a lot of sense why they do it that way. I mean, it saves on space and time, and
Right,
yeah,
they have a
yeah,
base model for all the buildings or walls or whatever they do.
yeah.
So,
Okay, no, I'm okay with that then.
yeah. Overall, though, very happy with the social module.
Yeah.
Um, some parts of it need to be more intuitive than they are, like the social commands and stuff like that. I
Yes.
mean, you can figure them out, but really needs to be a way to like more intuitively figure them all out, or have a list somehow.
Yeah, it was a little tough to figure out like how to bring up the chat menu and then
Right.
do some of the emotes and stuff. It's like, yeah, you can kind of figure it out if you're a veteran of that kind of stuff, but
Yep.
even then, it wasn't that easy.
Well, that's just they need to update their command window console stuff
Yeah.
in the help when you look it up, but
Yeah, yeah,
that's
I'm
fine.
sure that's all coming.
It's work in progress. And I have seen that there are some like clipping issues that people have been able to get around so they can get to like hidden sections and take screenshots and hang out and like
I may
stuff
or
like
may
that.
not have been trying to do that myself.
I did a couple of them. I did the one in the medical bay where you can get back behind the counter.
Oh, okay.
And then there's the one right when you enter, and there's the um, like the scanning and the customs and all that. And then there's the double glass pane window, and then you got the constellation or the freelancer out there.
Yep.
You can so for the glass pane, if you like move back and forth on the side next to the door, you can get through that way.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty fun. Because I think that's the newer like models for both of those out there, so you can check them out.
Okay.
And then the medical bay one is if you go through the first door but not the second one, and you turn to the right, and then you do the same thing where you just rub back and forth against the wall, you'll eventually go through it to like a hidden hallway behind that, and then you round the corner and do the same thing to that wall, and you get back behind the counter. So
Nice. Nice.
free for people to try out.
Yeah,
It
fun.
took a little while, but it's pretty straightforward.
Cool.
Let's see what else. Star Citizen info cards for the CIG staff on social media, if anybody cares.
We're back to around the verse, by the
Yeah,
way.
we're back to around the verse. But I mean, there's not a lot to mention about the persistent universe. It's very pretty, and you can walk around, but there's nothing really to do with it yet.
Right.
I do think the job place was pretty cool,
Mm-hmm.
like as a building.
Yep.
And I like that the window is giant and you can look out and there's like stuff back behind there. Same with G-Lock is the dance floor. If you look out through the window, there's like an actual alleyway behind there. So that's something I want to try out with you when we're both in the game together. One of us in the bar looking out the window, see if you can see the other person in the alleyway behind it,
Yeah, I would
and
think so.
vice versa. I would assume so too, but
Yeah.
I don't know how they have it all instanced if it's all one or whatever.
I have no idea, actually.
Yeah. Let's see. Other than that, back to around the verse 58. So info cards for CIG staff and social media. They're just doing a, hey, this, if you want to check us out, go here. We have stupid cards you can collect if you care.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Not to say there's no value. It's just I don't feel there's any value for me.
Yeah.
Vanguard Harbinger social media contest. They were giving away some for the social media contest they were doing. I don't know if people got them, but I assume so.
I guess so. I don't know.
Spectrum News. They were working on social module. Talked about that. Herald Whiteboxing. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
The Reliant is also being worked on by Elwin. He's one of the guys that was working on the M50. I know.
Yep.
Social module, player loadouts, chats, emotes, etc. They were talking about the stuff that they've got in place. Star Citizen Con prep they're working on, so that'll be really cool. They're talking about announcing quite a bit of stuff, and considering how much they announced at Gamescom, yeah.
Yep. Yep,
This
we're gonna
should
get
be-
a Squadron 42 demo there too.
I would say aside from FPS, that's the next thing that I'm most excited for. So is
Yeah.
Citizen Con.
Yep.
UI Mega Summit they're having, where they're unifying all the UI in the game to make them consistent. So Zane's out in, I think they were in the UK, right?
UK. Yeah, they're in the
Yeah.
UK office.
Let's see. They're also working on the AI, FPS, and design in Germany. So all the various actions that you want AI to do, moving around, interacting, mining, attacking, blah blah blah. They're working on all that.
Yep.
Then James did an interview with Alyssa DeHoltel. That's probably butchered.
I don't remember
Whatever.
how they pronounced it either.
Yeah. She's the associate marketing producer. She's been on the Reverse the Verse quite a bit. For anybody who watches that, essentially her job boils down to helping organizing, communicating between the various groups, scheduling, etc. I mean, it's an associate producer job. It's the grunt work version of the producer.
Yep.
So. Then they showed Gurmok showing off the various Vanguard variants, which was really cool.
Yeah.
The life pods apparently is something that can swap out, so that's where one version has the torpedoes, the other version has the EWAR set up, the other version is just a stock because it's a generic life pod. Let's see, there is empty space, but that will eventually fill up with ammo, parts, etc.
Yeah.
Bits of machinery you can fix. They have a telescoping turret. The bomber variant will have a rocket turret. I thought was pretty cool.
I know, it looks so good. I was really close to buying the bomber variant. I'm not gonna lie.
When I found out about the rocket turret, I was like, "Oh, how much is it?"
I was hovering over it, like
Yeah.
I was hovering over the purchase button for like 5 minutes, being like, "All right."
Well, my brother just got the Retaliator.
He did. That's right.
So it's got the giant bombs, but like, there's so many bombers now and they all seem so cool.
I know.
Like the Gladiator's really cool, Vanguard's really cool, Retaliator's really cool, and they're all like better at different stuff.
Yeah.
But that rocket turret, yo. Oh.
I know.
Anyway. Torpedoes drop down, and there's 3 bombs in there too for that torpedo variant as well. On the EUR variant, we'll have a lot of server racks, and they also did the design post for the EUR with this because they're trying to design a lot of that. So we'll talk about that. Ship shape, they talked about multi-crew and actually gave us a list of what they're thinking of as the 9 distinct stations. These are subject to change, so whatever. Number 1 is captain station, so it has override ability of all other stations. You can set permissions, security states, etc.
Yep.
Pilot, which does flying, docking, boarding. Engineer, which handles power management. Tactics, which does weapon strategy. Navigation station, which does the star map. Turret stations, which handle weapons, drones control. Science station, which does EWAR, medicine, scanning, depending on how you have it outfitted. There's a communication station, which they mentioned twice. I think it was an editing issue, which has internal, external comms, etc. Security station is number 9, which is in charge of crew NPCs, locking doors, alarms, etc. Which I was kind of like, oh, that would actually be kind of fun to like during a boarding action.
Yeah.
That would be the most fun that station would be.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
And then, of course, the smaller ships will merge them. They've mentioned that before, where, like, if you have a ship with a 1 to 2 person crew, all these stations will be combined into one. You might not have as good of a control as you do on the larger ships, where it's more spread out system-wise.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's great, cool.
Yep.
Fine with all this.
I just want to try them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we've done flying, so, and we've done some power management. But there's...
Yeah.
Star map, that will be cool to check out. Turret station, we've kind of done a little bit of. Science station will be cool. Communications, cool too. I mean, they all have their functions.
Yeah, it's all going to be fun.
That said, I'm sure in game 90% of the time I'm going to be piloting and leaving the rest of that for NPCs to handle.
Right.
Outro Dragon Con in progress. Cool. One thing about Dragon Con, and I mentioned this to you before we started recording, was the Endeavor has some screenshots, and if you check out the Star Citizen subreddit, you'll see them there too. And they have some of the early concept as well out there. It looks really cool, I have to say. Good. Yeah. So, there's that.
Yeah. I know. I'm just like, oh, stop making me want to spend money.
Yeah, I know. Like, whatever. Anyway. CitizenCon's coming up. This is QuakeCon, so look forward to those. I don't remember when CitizenCon is. That's like, what, a month out or so?
Ish.
I don't
I don't
remember.
remember. I
Uh,
forget.
it's on
Oh
their
well.
website, I'm sure.
Whatever.
We have character art competition is going with the new community hub that they've launched, so check that out. And also the Vanguard Harbinger and Vanguard Sentinel are coming, and we'll talk about those in a little bit because those have come out as well, which are the two variants for the Vanguard standard that everybody's seen already.
Yep.
MVP for this week was M3 Nilos, who does the glass exterior versions of ships, so you can see their internal workings. Pretty cool.
They're cool.
And then they did an art sneak peek, which showed the G-Lock bar, the dance floor, and Moby Glass kind of showing player data when you hovered over them, which was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was cool.
Let's see. So, let's talk Vanguard variants. So we got the Warden, which is the standard version. That's 250.
US.
Yeah, 250 US, which everybody's seen that one. I mean, it doesn't have this high of an armament as the torpedo version, but it's still pretty freaking strong,
Yep.
and has missiles, etc. So, I wouldn't cry if I owned one. Is what I'm trying to say. The Sentinel is the EWAR version. That's for 265 US. So not that much more expensive for a Sentinel, but I assume like it's got downgraded weaponry. Like it probably doesn't carry as much missiles. I didn't really check.
Yeah, I don't think it does. I think some of the other hard points are taken up with UR stuff.
Yeah.
Like the EMP missiles.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
some other stuff.
Then the Harbinger is the bomber version, which has the 3 torpedoes in the life pod, and then the rocket turret, etc. That we were like, wow, that's awesome.
I know.
That would be the version I'd get.
Yep.
Just,
Yep.
It is 280, so it is more expensive than the standard version by 30. If you already own them, though, they do have upgradable
upgrades. Yep.
Yeah. So, and that's through Monday the 7th. So,
a couple more days.
Still there. The Star Citizen on social media we talked about, so not going to delve into that. And then we have Welcome to ArcCorp, Star Citizen 1.2 release. That's the shops. They will add AI and the ability to purchase stuff in the future, but like we said, it's just walking around. So, we already talked about this.
Yep.
It's the most exciting thing that happened in the last 2 weeks, frankly. Unless you know of something I'm not aware of.
No, it is by far the most exciting thing.
Well, and then you got the I don't know if you've been following the dumb person drama.
I read the response that CIG's lawyers gave to this person's lawyers.
Snippet of the one part that he
Yeah, it was funny, but I don't care about that.
My favorite comment from the subreddit was somebody said, "Oh, it looks like CIG's testing their new physically based damage system."
Oh,
I was like,
wrecked.
Yes.
Wrecked. That's great.
Yeah, it made me laugh.
Oh, that's really good.
But yeah. Anyway, moving on. So let's talk about electronic warfare.
Let's.
Yeah. So right now, with current radar system, as everybody's aware, they make use of signatures. So infrared, electromagnetic cross-section. Then there's also a unique ship signature, which is your transponder, essentially. But in terms of detecting, it's infrared, electromagnetic, and cross-section that they go by. There are 2 versions of scanning. There's going to be passive and active. Those are pretty self-explanatory. I mean, anybody... Right. I assume, like, we have that in real life, too, so I assume people are familiar with those concepts.
Yeah, it's not too difficult, I would think, to figure out.
So some of the offensive-based electronic warfare that they're doing, there's the EMP, which will shut down enemy ships temporarily for however long. There's the data spike missiles, which shut down key systems. Distortion, which will reduce power flow to systems to make them less efficient. Signal intercept, which interferes with comms, scanners. And then there's a special equipment that will go along with ships. So the Herald would be an example of this, the Hornet Tracker, etc. So
yeah,
lots of cool stuff.
Yep.
That said, like I was happy to see they also put defense-based electronic warfare in this post as well, stuff that counters that shit.
Right.
Because there's going to be nothing more frustrating than having to deal with this and not be able to stop it.
Right. I mean, especially stuff like the data spike missiles. Like a really cool idea. This was actually it was my personal favorite thing that came out of this. Like this is something that I hadn't personally really thought of, but I thought it was really cool. But that'll be super annoying to get hit by those and be like, well, Guess my weapons are offline for the next minute.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yep. So some of the defense stuff that you can do, there's an EM flare, which will shake off EM tracking missiles. They mask the launch of data modules with Herald. There's heat shaft, which is usually useful against dire tracking munitions. So I forget which missile. There are a couple of missiles that do heat signature tracking, so that would be good against those.
Yep.
Data chaff, which is harder to maintain lock against systems. So if they do hit you with a data spike, you data chaff, they're not going to be able to lock on and mess with your
Right.
stuff.
Right.
Decoy missile, which broadcasts ship signatures, which made me think instantly of the Crybaby from
Crybaby.
Firefly.
Yep.
Yeah. Which
is what we're gonna call those. That is their name.
No, that is their name. There's
Yes.
no, yeah. Like I don't care what anybody else said. I'm gonna be like, launch the Crybabies, and those will probably be super useful in like Vandal space for like saying traps and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Or just in pirate space in general.
Totally, yeah. I mean, it'll be great to like send out, be like, oh look, there's a really poorly outfitted constellation over there, guys.
Right,
Easy
right.
pickings.
And they show up, and then our Idris comes out of freaking nowhere. Yeah. So many cool options that will come from that. Then we have scan shielding, so there will be certain things you can do to your ship to help prevent scanning and messing with it. So there's some hull modifications that you can do. There's specific types of shields you can use. Scan shielding setup in general, which will replace like your armor slots, for example.
Right.
There's also internal modifications. So let's say you want to have a specific section similar to like the Millennium Falcon where, they can't scan this area. You can do a modification to your internals for that.
Yeah, I love that they're really thinking about this, and I think this might only be scratching the surface of a lot of this stuff. Like I feel like they have a lot of potential to kind of expand upon these ideas. And
well, what I'm hoping is like there's the option for like smugglers where like let's say you're a notorious pirate in game, but you want to get through UEE space, so you hire a smuggler to get you through, and they can hide your ship inside of their vessel and it's completely shielded. That type of thing would be really cool.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd love to see stuff like that.
Yeah. So there will be more to come. This is just, how are we dealing with signatures? Apparently there's going to be even more dealing with communications, etc. So we'll see. I mean, that communications for the most part, I don't think are going to be that big a deal because most people are going to use TeamSpeak. So I'm hoping the interference is more like you're not going to be able to dock correctly and stuff like that because of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, I think it'll affect you communicating with your NPCs,
right?
And probably like maybe like the captain being able to, secure, since he's the central point of everything, he'll have a hard time, overriding the engineer section.
Right.
For example, be like, crap, I can't communicate quote unquote with the engineer section right now, so I can't tell it to shut all this down, shut all the power down or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they've already taken it over or something,
All I know is I'm super excited.
Yeah, sounds really interesting.
I don't want it to be like stupid, you know what I mean, where it's like so annoying to deal with, but I do want it to be a part of the game. So if they can find the right balance, I think it will be a good addition.
Yeah, I've always felt like the Mech Warrior universe, like the tabletop really tackled. Did it tackle
it really well?
It tackled it hard.
Oh yeah.
It tackled the electronic warfare stuff really well in game.
Right.
It was minorly useful to have like the ECM packages or the ECCM packages on your mechs, but it wasn't necessary.
Right.
So that's kind of what I'm hoping we have here is some kind of balance with it. So
yeah, and I don't want it to be easy to hack somebody's system, like especially in the middle of a dogfight. You wouldn't think that like one pilot would be able to take their attention away to hack your system well enough. Like it should really be multi-crew.
Yeah. Yeah, so, right there with you.
Except for decoy missiles, because that will just be hilarious. If
those are just gonna be great. Oh my god, that's my second favorite thing behind the data missiles.
Oh,
the data spike missiles.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna
be such an ass with the data spike missiles.
I'm so torn. They sound so awesome,
Paper, what's your loadout? Data spike missiles.
You have 24 missiles on your ship. Yeah. What's your point? Oh man, that would be how you assault a Bengal. You just load up
Oh God.
So many missiles, and you shoot them all at it, so it thinks it's under attack by an armada, and your ship just sneaks in.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both just like daydreaming right now. We're like,
It's
oh
so
man.
awesome. Yeah. Well, and then we have 10 for the Chairman, episode 64. So for this one, eh.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about it quick. So first question, NPC crew AI. So with that, they're working on their subsumption system, which will work on daily crew AI tasks and what they do. More to come.
Yay.
Yeah. Clothing damage. They will have wear and tear, just like ships and buildings, and they eventually might have a damage system similar to ships, but for now, no.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So you'll have to replace your favorite shirt at some point with the exact same favorite shirt.
Hooray.
Yeah. Character creator, they do have it in progress. They'll have about 8 male and 8 female types that you can choose between. Skeletals will be largely the same, but they'll have like a skinny version, a fat version, etc.
Right.
Interior damage system. This will be reflected in the future, so just like we have exterior damage with ships, there'll be interior damage, so your ship gets rammed, maybe a steam pipe bursts and there's steam flooding, maybe there's short for electricity, etc.
Right.
Roaming floating structures, so this is the Murray Cup they were talking about, where, they have all those floaty structures. Can you, stand on them and watch the race and stuff like that, and that's something they want to add.
Yep.
Ship parking in the persistent universe, how will that work? We talked about it a little bit before. Yeah. Currency usage. So one thing that he was mentioning with the currency usage is they do want to, in their test bed that they're doing, their test bed solar system where they'll have a bunch of this stuff. Maybe they'll have like beta credits. He's not sure. Maybe they'll be able to buy stuff. It shouldn't be stuff that like before the game launches you get to keep, in my opinion, though. Like, because knowing you and me, we'll have so much stuff
Right.
from beta because we'll be playing it constantly. But like a new person coming in with game launch would be totally screwed already. What with people buying packages ahead of time, and then, all the stuff we can earn while messing around in the test bed. I mean, come on.
Yeah, what I would like to see is just, whatever packages you bought, you get the money and whatever from that, and that's it when it officially launches, right?
Right.
And I think that's what they're going to do.
That's what he was saying they were going to do.
Yeah, and so
that said,
that's fine.
That said, I know there's a cap on how much money you can buy per day, so if people want a ton of UE credits, just, daily buy like $10 worth.
Right.
And you'll have a ton when the game opens. Buy an Idris from
That's
scratch.
That's the way you want to be, yeah. Your money, dude.
Yeah. You can totally do it. I think it's a limit of like 20 or $40 a day. I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying.
Nope.
That, if your plan is, I want to buy an Idris at start, but they don't allow it.
Start stocking up now.
Yeah, start stocking up your cash until you get enough for an Idris. I think it's like probably 200,000 some odd UE currency would do it. So.
Oh, I don't know. How much is like a Hornet? I don't even know. I don't even know what the prices are. I've never looked.
The stock Hornet was like $110, right, or something like that.
110. Okay, like
and like
American
10,000. So like 10,000 UE equals $10 American.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So like an Idris is 1,000 some odd. So.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So.
That's your math.
That's my math.
I like it.
My math.
Well, good mathing.
Yep. Thanks. Let's see. So we have currency.
Yeah. We're on to the next thing.
Yeah. Hiring programmers. What do you look for? Real world experience. Done. Moving on.
Really bad people who
suck at stuff. That's who they want.
And don't want to work with anyone. And
so here's my life now. Here's my advice. Being a tech professional. Your entry-level job, it's going to be your resume. Yeah. After that, they'll look at your work experience. They don't care what college you went to, what grades you got after your first position. Right. Nobody cares.
Correct. Yep.
They'll look at your work experience after that. So if you don't have work experience, the best thing to do is to do stuff on your own and that you can show and, hey, I made this. There you go. That's my work experience.
And if you want to program especially, you can do that on your own. Any kind of programming. You can do it. You just go and do it if that's what you want to do.
And then when you're getting hired, people, oh, do you have an example of software you've done? Yeah, here you go. Here's an example.
Right.
Cool. Thanks.
Bingo.
Now we know what you're actually capable of.
Yeah, I mean, I did like the answer to this question. I thought the question was kind of whatever, but that he said he's more concerned with like actual like what they've done,
results.
Not yes, exactly. And that's what I like about CR. He's pretty logical, pretty rational.
Well, I don't care. Like, some of the dumbest people I've ever met went to more prestigious schools than I did.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, they did great in school, but that means absolutely nothing in the real world when it comes to working. Real world and school, completely different things. You can muddle your way through school and be completely terrible at the real world.
Right.
So, yeah, that's my advice to anybody who's in that position who also watches our podcast, which is probably nobody, but there you go. Let's see. Player orientation in 0G, how will that work? So, really depends on the gravity enabled or not. Otherwise, they're not going to force your orientation, was the basic that he came down with this. I think if you have your mag boots as well, that will force your orientation. But other than that, it should be whatever direction you face.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I would look at the demo that they did for multi-crew for people that have questions about this, because I thought that was very straightforward. This is how it works, you know.
Well put. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Realism in Star Citizen. This has been addressed so many times.
No, it's not real at all. It's all fake.
Well, it's like... I'm just moving on. So that was it for the 10 for the chairman. Aramis Post. Aramis Strives for Recognition Part 3. So Aramis is a colony world of the UEE on the border of Vandal space. They are petitioning essentially for representation in the Senate for the UEE. With that, they have to meet certain criteria, which they've been doing for the last couple of years. And right now they're taking all of these delegates from the UEE that are looking around the system and, oh, check this out, check that out, while trying to get determined if they're eligible for membership, etc. So that's what this post was all about. Which, cool. What the thing I get mostly out of these posts, I don't really care about like the politics or anything like that. I just care about how in game this will be represented. So in game, I'm looking forward to going to Aramis and checking this out. And maybe while I'm there, they've got some issues because they're on the border of Vandal space, or maybe some missions to help them get UEE recognition, that type of thing. Right. That's cool. That to me is more interesting than, oh, we're trying to get Yeah,
and that's why we read these and cover them, is because it gives us ability to speculate on what's going to be in the game.
Yeah. That said, I wonder how long it would take us to take over the planet.
That's a good question.
It's on the border.
Yeah. Probably not. A couple weeks.
Or we could like severely cripple it so the Vandal can take it. That would be more evil.
That's pretty evil. Yeah. I like the way you think.
I wonder if that's the route I'm gonna go in game. Am I gonna become like the Joker version of Star Citizen, where it's like, some men just want to watch the world burn type? I don't care about money. I don't care about any of that.
I'm gonna go on vacation for a week, and I'm gonna come back, and you'll be like, "So I can't go anywhere near the UEE anymore."
Be like, what did you do? So without you to watch me, I kind of sort of started a civil war.
Yeah, and then I also caused a Holocaust on Aramis, and oops.
Well, would it be called a Holocaust? I don't know.
Depends on how it's written in history. Depends on who wins.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to the archivist after I start the Holocaust on Aramis.
Yes, exactly.
Like, what do you want to call this? And I'm like, the calling.
Oh, no. Oh my god.
The Great Calling.
Oh.
It'd be awesome.
Oh my god.
So there's more stuff that's come out this week, but we're going to cover that on Wednesday, the next round of verse, etc. So look forward to that.
Cover that all later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
Look forward to it. They're like, we're bated breath.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm just waiting on FPS, so I've been less excited. Like, it's good the social module dropped when it did, because it gave me a reason to care again. But for the most part, it was just whatever. I don't care about your weekly FPS updates that they post.
Yeah,
which,
I mean, it was a lot
there are
easier to be
netcode
like,
issues, whoop-de-doo. There are
yeah,
animation issues, whoop-de-doo.
yeah, it was a lot easier to be interested in the stuff we were covering just because Social Module was there, and there was
Right.
actually some cool stuff that you know they talked about.
Well, in general, my hope is that, like, we're getting to the stage where it's going to be, you know, this is out, you can check that out. We'll have
Yep,
more regular small updates than we
yep,
will these massive updates. Like,
exactly.
the next massive update's obviously multi-crew, then following multi-crew's the sandbox persistent universe.
Right
Those are
after
the
FPS.
yeah, well, yeah, after FPS.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
So, like, for me, at this point, I just want to play FPS. I'm not as excited for it as I was in March because it's been delayed too much.
Yeah.
I'll probably be excited the day it comes out, and then for like the week after, and then I'll just be like, all right, I gotta get good, and then I'll get into that mode I get where I'm like, time to buckle down, practice,
Yep.
try stuff, get good,
Exactly.
and
It's
then
like what we do with Rocket League.
yeah, exactly.
I'm
We're just like, damn it, no,
gonna do
try
all
this
the
strat.
trainings.
All right, yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly. Um, and then once that's down, I'll probably be happy because I know at this point I'm not going to be the best pilot. I can just tell, and I don't have the oomph to be the best pilot. But
Yeah.
like FPS is my thing. FPS is our thing. You
Yep.
know,
Yeah.
we've always been fairly competitive with all FPSs we play. So
Yeah. I'm not gonna be a very good pilot. I'm just not. But I am gonna be a very good shipboarder, and
yeah.
I will kill a lot of people.
Well, and that's the thing is like if you're not a good pilot, then you're gonna go for bigger ships. Like
Yeah.
if your constellation's the smallest ship you fly regularly, you don't have to be a good pilot for a constellation. That's a tub with cannons on it.
Right.
So
I just have this distinct feeling that I'm gonna end up being a infantry squadron leader. Like
that's fine.
just because that's what I've done it in PlanetSide 2,
Yeah.
and I understand a lot of the the fundamentals of it. So
I've always felt like I'm much better with like squad based tactics than I am macro tactics with like
yeah,
leading an army. I'm much better leading like a smaller group than I am ever a platoon.
right.
That I have done raid leading, which I hated, but I really love 10-man version because it's so much easier to keep track of everybody.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I feel like that's going to be the sweet spot for whatever we do in Star Citizen. Like if we can get a good 10-person group together
yeah.
that knows
I'd
their
be
stuff,
I'd be
that
great
would
with
be
that.
much more enjoyable than a big guild to me.
Yeah, I mean I've led like anywhere from a squadron of people in PlanetSide, which is 12 people, up to three
Right.
squadrons, which would be 36 people. Running three squadrons. I mean, you're not even really playing the game. You're just like
Yeah.
tabbed at the map, like giving orders on the map and occasionally walking around. Like I just play medic and just heal people.
I don't think it's as much fun anyway.
You know, if you have a really really solid, well-trained, like
That
dedicated group
actually
of
listens to
people,
you. Yeah.
yes, really fun because you just
Yeah.
steamroll people. It's fun as hell. If you don't, it's extremely frustrating because you're trying to herd cats and
Yeah.
it's really fucking annoying.
Well, that's why the 10-mans in WoW were always fun for me because like leading
Yes.
those was a breeze. I
Yep.
barely had to do anything. I'm just like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is a strategy, and then one or two people would be like, all right, I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do that. I'm like, all right, cool. You know,
Right.
25 men. What are we doing? I don't understand what I'm. It's like
Even
no.
yeah. It was funny. Even leading like a squadron of people, like you'd always have one or two people that you knew. Like there are times in PlanetSide 2 and there will be times in Star Citizen where this is the case where you just don't have anything to do. You're
Yeah.
just waiting because everybody else is taking care of other stuff and you're not needed yet.
Right.
Your reinforcements or something. You just got to think of it like that. But people would always be like, "Oh, can I grab this vehicle and go do this real quick?" And I'd be like, "I don't
No.
know because we don't need you to do that yet. We don't know what our next objective is. So no, stay here. Shut up.
Right.
Like get ammo, heal up.
Hurry up and wait, as
Yeah,
the military slogan.
any.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Hurry up and wait. I like that. But yeah, that was the only time I'd get annoyed leading squads is when people would start doing that kind of stuff. But if there's like constant action, then they don't have time to do dumb
That's
stuff.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's you really need a good group. If you have a good core
Yep.
group, you can deal with dumb people.
Yep.
And that's the way I found with my 25 man. Like I had a good 15 of the 25 people that were fairly regular and knew what they were doing. So like you could pull along those 10 extras But even
Right.
then, it's a frustrating experience.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is why I don't really want to go beyond an Idris in terms of size for ships.
Yeah. I don't
Like,
either. I think that's plenty big for me. If I
like
feel like playing
yeah,
bigger, I'll go join,
a big
some
clan. Yeah,
right and just do that on the side.
right. I don't know. Like, I love the Phoenix, or no, not the Phoenix, the Pegasus.
Yes.
The Pegasus was really sweet, but I feel like that's too much to run for any one person.
Yeah, it's way too huge. I mean, you know
Yeah.
what could probably also happen is we could get hired by a larger guild to,
Right. As
help
like a
them crew
subgroup of
stuff.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be fine too.
They're like, these guys are awesome at FPS. Let's hire them to do the
Yeah,
boarding actions for us. We'll be
exactly.
like, sweet.
Yep. Deal.
Mercs.
Well, anyway.
You show up with the badass armor and like the weird logo or whatever, and you've got like the really big combat suits on and stuff like that.
I need a cigar.
Yeah.
I need a cigar.
Yep.
This game had better let me smoke or else I'm gonna be pissed.
No, they'll have even better drugs than cigars for you to smoke.
I don't care. I need something in my mouth. Like that sticks out and makes me look
Damn.
badass.
It'll be like
It's
Tychus
about
from Star
time.
Citizen, yeah. That'll be cool. So you got any other Star Citizen stuff you wanted
Not
to
Star
talk about?
Citizen, no.
Got any non-Star Citizen stuff you wanted to talk about?
There was one I wanted to talk about. I don't think we've talked about it on here. It's an anime that's airing currently called Roka no Yusha.
Is this the
Also
magical
Roka...
girl?
No,
Thank God.
I haven't finished that one yet. I'll talk about that one when I finish it. I'm halfway through it. No, so this is it's based on a manga in English. It's called Roka Braves of the Six Flowers. It's like, so there's like this island continent, and on a small part of it there's like a bunch of demons and a demon lord, and every once in a while the demons try to invade to take over the continent, and then six heroes get magically summoned to fight them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is happening, and the six heroes meet up at like a temple to go fight these demons or whatever, but seven of them show up all with the symbol of their, them being the heroes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them is a fake, and they're trying to figure out which one is the fake. And so it's like really, really interesting because like you honest to God have no idea who the fake is. Like, it could be the main character. Like they're constantly playing with who you think it is.
Right.
And it's really like intricate and really well written, really smart. It's kind of like a whodunit almost, or like it's like Clue, the movie Clue,
Right.
where you don't really know. And well, Clue had multiple endings, but anyway, it's really, really good. I highly recommend it.
Well, it's like Tsukatse New Saga, but with a twist of like adventure mystery. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's a mystery adventure, like whodunit kind of thing. Yeah.
I've been watching the anime Overlord, which I mentioned to you.
How
the
is
other
that?
day.
Yeah.
So I watched through the whole series in a night. So it entertained me enough to the point where like I did get put off by it. But it's definitely one of those where like the main character is stupid overpowered compared to everybody else. So like I don't really feel like he's ever in danger is the downside,
Yeah.
That said, I'm liking the fact that he abuses the system as much as possible.
Did this just come out? Oh, it's currently airing. Okay.
Yeah.
I just looked it up.
So
that
the premise is, and I'm not really giving that much away, but the premise is there's this video game like Sword Art Online where it's like an interactive virtual MMO, and this dude was like a guild leader of a very cool badass guild, but like they haven't been playing for the last couple of years because everybody's quit and gotten bored, moved on with their life, etc.
Right.
And the servers for the game are finally going on. So he logs in, because it's last night and he's hanging out, and one of his old guild mates actually shows up and they talk for a little bit. Hey, good to see you again, blah, blah, blah. That guy leaves, and then he's just like sitting there while the servers cut down. And then the servers hit 0, and then like the whole world changes, and he's no longer in a game, and it's like a real world, and he's trapped in his character's avatar and all this stuff. So
I might have to watch that.
Yeah, it's almost like a combination of like think it's hard to like compare it to something, but like Log Horizon I guess would be the closest, or one of the dot hack animes.
Okay. Yeah.
That said, he's like he was max level in the game and has all this equipment, so he's like super overpowered for the world he's in. And like he has control of like their old guild base and all the NPCs in it, so he's just abusing it left and right. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. I want to check that out then. I like those kind of like you're in a video game world now.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Stuff. I really like those.
Yeah, they're entertaining because it's like,
Yeah.
what would you do?
Right.
Like for manga, I would say the gamer is like what the gamer's really good.
Yeah. That's South
For the
Korean,
same
right?
reason. Yeah, it's manhwa or whatever. They're
Manhwa. Yeah, it's
yeah.
manhwa.
It's pretty good. It's along that same lines where, but his like real world's become a video game, so he's got all of his powers are like video game based,
Right.
which it's entertaining as well, but for the same reasons where it's like, oh, I'm just going to abuse the system as much as possible, and use it to my advantage, and ha ha ha, I'm broken, I'm cheating, it's great,
Nice.
so.
The other thing I wanted to talk about, and I know you've watched a couple episodes because I pretty much made you, was Rick and Morty. I just like
Oh yeah.
binged watch all the episodes.
I wouldn't say you made me, because
Well,
like
no.
I thoroughly enjoyed the episode I watched. I just haven't watched any more.
Right.
Yeah, Rick and Morty is a surprisingly good. Like I'm amazed I hadn't seen it before as how good it is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's in its second season, and I hadn't seen it yet.
Right.
And it's created in part with Dan Harmon, who also made Community, and you know how much I love that fucking show.
Right.
So like, how did I not start watching this until it's in its second season? I don't know, but it's fucking hilarious. I
That
love
said,
the shit out of it.
I'm sure you're already caught up, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I marathoned it all in one night. I just sat down
Yeah.
and watched it all. It's
Yeah.
hilarious. It's really like surprisingly poignant at times, and also brings up really interesting like science fiction ideas, and also like has a lot of homages and references to other science fiction. Whether it be literature, movies.
RoboCop sex dolls.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, it's so
There are
ridiculous.
RoboCop sex dolls in one episode, and it is hilarious. It is just so funny. It's really smart. I freaking love that show.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah,
I
highly
do need
recommend
to
it.
watch it. Like, that's one of those things where it's like, I'm sitting there late at night and I'm like, what should I do? I should really be watching Rick and Morty.
It's all on Adult Swim, and for most people, it's all free if you have some kind of internet service.
Yeah.
Because most of them have deals with Adult Swim that you can watch their stuff on there for free. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. I'm waiting for, let's see, Batman versus Superman, the movie.
Oh yeah,
Waiting for that.
that's soon.
Is it? I thought it was still a couple months out.
Well, that's soon in my movie world because I don't watch many movies anymore.
But like, other than Star Citizen, there's nothing really to be excited for at the moment. In terms of like entertainment. Like, there's, you got Game of Thrones, but like now it's getting to the point where the show's past the books, so I'm just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah. Well, and that doesn't even come out till next spring for the next season. So
Right.
when does The Martian come out? I'm excited about. I'm excited
With,
about that.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Matt Damon. I don't know. Like, they've had the trailer out for a while, so I assume it's a couple months.
Yeah.
Like, they usually do the trailer like a month or two before the movie comes out, so.
But they've been like releasing the trailers kind of like as viral, quote unquote viral videos. So they even had one with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Nice.
I don't know if you saw that one. It was good.
No, I didn't. That sounds cool.
It was cool. But yeah, that's the only other one I'm excited about, just because everybody raves about the source material, and it sounds like they're going to be, stick pretty close to it. So
yeah, I still need to see Interstellar.
Really good.
Yeah,
really good movie.
I did the same thing with Avatar, where I was like, "You still haven't seen that?" I'm like, "No, why? Oh, it's so
I haven't
good."
seen Avatar.
I was super disappointed with Avatar, actually.
I know I'm gonna hate it. I mostly do not like James Cameron movies. I'm not gonna lie.
Aliens 2 was really good.
Okay.
Or Aliens, rather.
Aliens. Fucking amazing movie. The first Terminator movie. Fucking amazing movie.
Right.
The Abyss. One of my all-time favorite movies. I think The Abyss is his best movie of all time. Fuck Titanic. Fuck Avatar. I don't even know what else he's made recently.
So
he's too busy like floating around in submarines.
What? There was that other one with Leonardo DiCaprio he did. Inception. right?
No. Inception was Christopher Nolan.
Oh, that was Nolan. Okay,
Yeah,
never
yeah.
mind.
No, because Inception's really good.
I was gonna say I thought Inception was very good when I saw that, but no, that was a different guy. Okay, never mind.
All right, hold on. James Cameron, IMDb. What else?
Poor James Cameron.
So what the fuck? They're gonna do 4 Avatar movies? Are you
Yeah,
fucking
I
shitting
heard
me?
about. Like for
Oh,
me,
that's right.
what I would do if I was the military, nuke it from orbit. Take out their giant cluster of tribes and then just harvest the material after they're all dead.
Right,
You
right.
know that. Why would you buy? You've got the technology to travel thousands of light years. Why are you fighting crossbows and bows with, ships when you could just shoot them from orbit?
Yeah, the movie made no fucking sense. Okay, so basically, yeah, he hasn't really done much since Titanic and
Well,
Avatar.
it's Dances of Wolves with blue people is what
Right,
Avatar is really.
right,
Yeah.
right. Neat. I've seen Dances with Wolves. Great movie. Okay, so this is interesting. I forgot about this. He is going to do a live action version of Battle Angel Alita,
What the
which
hell
is
is
an
Battle Angel Alita?
okay. So this is an old school fucking anime that was a 3-episode OVA that came out. I want to say 1993. It's one that I actually have it on DVD. I really like it. It's really old school, very gritty. It's about like this bionic girl. It kind of came out around the same time as Ghost in the Shell. It kind of has
An
a similar.
amnesiac female cyborg, her intact head and chest in suspended animation are found by cybermedic expert Daisuke Ido in the local dump. Ido managed to revive her, and finding she has lost her memory, names her Alita after his deceased cat. Soon discovers that she remembers legendary martial art Panzerkunst. She does not recall anything else. She uses Panzerkunst to first become a mercenary hunter warrior, killing cyborg criminals in the scrapyard, and then as a player in the brutal sport of motorball.
Yeah.
And while in combat, she awakens her earlier life on Mars. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
It's really good. I have it on DVD. I'll lend it to you and watch it. But the fact that he's doing a live
the
action of that is
legendary
really
combat art Panzerkunst. I'm sorry, that right there made me laugh.
weird. They don't even like talk about that actually. Like they might briefly mention it once and then they never mention it again.
It's like, your Panzerkunst is strong.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, seriously, really, really good old school anime. And I totally forgot he was doing this, and I'm actually kind of excited for it. Except
You
he
think
hasn't
he's gonna
done a
ruin
good
it?
movies. He hasn't done a good movie since True Lies. Like,
Oh, True Lies. That was a good movie. Damn.
it's a really good movie.
That holds up. Especially
does.
since they were Afghani terrorists.
I know, right? They got it right.
Like decades before. Oh man.
Granted, that might have been after the first World Trade Center bombing, where that guy had a bomb in the parking garage.
I think it was. I think that came out in like the late 90s.
True Lies was 94.
Oh god. Even older than I thought.
Yeah. Anyway. So, okay. All right, we're done. James Cameron talking, I
No
guess.
I
All
don't
right.
know. Any
That's-
comic books, movies, TV, blah blah.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anything great, or I have and I forgot about it, which means it wasn't that great. Because if I hear about something, it's usually on my mind, So
Right. No,
at least something I'm
really
excited
have
for.
nothing. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode of Flight Deck. We will catch you guys next week, hopefully.
Question mark?
Question mark? I keep saying next week, and I feel like such a liar when we don't make that. So we will see you guys next time.
Yes.
Whatever that time
deck.
is. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.